good afternoon, everyone. How are you today?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Fine. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to our seminar entitled Easy Ways to Stay Healthy in this Pandemic. My name is Feri. Thank you for this great opportunity that has been given to me to become a master of ceremony at this event. And good afternoon to Miss Astiti. So Miss Astiti is a lecturer of speaking for academic purpose. And good morning also to our speakers today. So today, we will accompany by three beautiful speakers who are very experienced in the health sector. The first speaker is Miss Sugiani, the second speaker is Miss Sari, and the third speaker is Miss Gita. And our moderator today is Gung Ayu. So the first speaker will bring material about tips on maintaining mental health during the pandemic. The second speaker will deliver material on tips for maintaining health during a pandemic. And the third speaker will deliver material on how to safely and comfort to go to public places during a pandemic. So as we know that currently the whole world is facing coronavirus, there are so many victims. There are so many activities that cannot run smoothly because we have to stay at home. While at home, many people forget to take care of their health. Therefore, in this seminar, we will discuss maintaining health during a pandemic and tips for going to public places during a pandemic. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the agenda of today's seminar. The first agenda is opening. The second one is presentation from the speaker. The third is discussion session. And the last is closing. And before we start the seminar, it will be better if we pray first. I will lead the prayer. Prayer starts. Pray and ladies and gentlemen, during the seminar, we will guide by a moderator. So after this, I will give the chance to moderator to introduce herself as well as lead the seminar until the discussion session. So for the moderator, the time is yours.
Thank you, Feri, for the time that is given to me. Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Agung Ayu as moderator of this webinar. This is my biggest opportunity to lead you in webinar today. First thing, I would say welcome to National Event Webinar with the title Easy Ways to Stay Healthy in this Pandemic. At the core event, we have three speakers that are very beautiful. They will give you some information about healthy ways in this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, I will read the rule of our webinar today. First, please mute the voice during the presentation. Second, please do not speak if moderator did not give the change. Third, if you want to ask, please unmute the voice and introduce yourself. Fourth, this webinar will divide into two sessions. First session is speaker presentation and the second session is asking and answering. That's all about the rule. I hope you can understand. Coronavirus spread from Wuhan, China to all parts of the world. We all know that the percentage of people exposed is quite high. This causes many people to feel depressed. In addition, because this virus spread easily, many gathering activities are eliminated. everyone is expected to stay indoors so that the risk of spreading is minimized. However, this makes many people feel stressed because they cannot travel or vacation. Even sports are prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, all the problems you feel will be answered by three speakers in our webinar. They will share related information how to maintain mental health and also to maintain health during this pandemic. And then about how to be safe and comfortable when we go out during this pandemic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce our first speaker. She is Nyoman Sugiani. She comes from Singaraja, Bali. She was born on September 20, 1994. Sugiani graduated from Udayana University Physiology and took master degree at Harvard University. Her achievements are Psychology Analysis in Humanity and Creator Journal of Children Psychology System Analysis. As we know, there are many people who feel stressed because they cannot do their usual activity. They become difficult in dealing with this situation. The material that will be presented is very beneficial for all of us. Mrs. Sugiani, are you here?
Yes, Gungayu, I'm here.
Okay, how are you, Miss?
I'm fine. How about you guys?
I'm fine too. Have you prepared for this presentation?
Yes, as well.
Okay, let's move to the first session. Miss Sugani, the time is yours.
Okay, Gungayu, thank you for the chance that give to me. So, uh, okay, our material today is about how to maintain mental health during pandemic. So nowadays, we are in the pandemic situation in COVID-19. Uh, that was the dangerous virus in the world. And the government has some method to stop the spread of COVID-19. Every country in this world was locked down, and that make the people have limited access, limited activity, and any uh, and others. They must still stay at home and follow the protocol to stop the spread of the virus. Everything was down and start with economy, education, politics, until their mental health. There are many factors that can trigger mental disorder, ranging from suffering from certain illness to experiencing stress due to a traumatic event such as death of a loved one, losing a job, or being isolated for a long time, like this in the pandemic. Okay, considering these traumatic events have often been experienced by many people lately, it's no wonder that the COVID-19 pandemic is also often associated with the emergence of mental disorder in a person. Okay, mental. What is mental? Mental is a mindset, attitude, and thoughts. And mental illness is caused by many reasons. Mostly it caused by some tragedy that give a bad impact to the mental healthy, like this pandemic. We have a limited access, so we feel that stress, especially for the students, right? And next is the indication of mental disorder. The indication and site of mental disorder depends on the type of mental disorder being experienced. Sufferers can hence distributes in emotion to patterns and behavior. For example, in mental illness indicate or there are understanding or delusion. This is believing in something that is not real or not accordance with actual fact. Next is hallucination, namely the sensation when someone sees, hears, or feels something that is not real. Like if you see ghost in your house and that can make you depressed with that, it can be the mental health disorder. Change in mood over certain periods. It's mean that you feel sad, you feel happy, so happy, and you feel so sad in the same time, or when you wake up and you feel sad, that can be named by mental health disorder. So an excessive and persistent feeling of anxiety and fear to the point of interfering with daily activity. There are two factors in a mental health disorder. The first is by a biological factor and also called organic mental disorder. It's not certain when cause mental disorder, however, that condition is known to be associated with biological and psychological factor. First is biological factor. It can be influenced with nerve cell function in the brain. Infection, for example, due to Streptococcus bacteria. Infection, for example, cognitive abnormalities or injury to the brain. Brain damage from collision or accident. And then lack of oxygen to the baby's brain during a childbirth. Have parents or families with mental disorders and long-time abuse of drugs or heroin and cocaine. It can be caused to mental health disorder. And then next is by psychology. The first is traumatic events such as violence and sexual harassment. In this situation, there are so many problems with our country that so many people have sexual harassment. So it can cause mental health disorder to the people. Losing a parent or being neglected in childhood and less able to get along with other people, divorce or death by spouse, and feeling of inferiority complex, indigency, anger, or loneliness. Next, there are mental health disorders during pandemic. Before that, I want to tell you the diagnosis of mental disorder. The type of mental disorders suffered by the patient, the psychiatrist will conduct a mental medical examination by interviewing the patient or his family. Indicate experience, including signs when indicate appearance and their impact on daily activity. History of mental illness in the patient and his family. Events experienced by the patient in the past that trigger trauma. Medicines and supplements that have been or being consumed. In order to rule out the possibility of the disease, that the doctor will perform a physical examination and sporting examination. One of the sporting tests performed is a blood test. Through a blood test, the doctor can find out whether the patient's indicate are caused by thyroid disorder, alcoholism, or drugs abuse. For the mental health disorder during in the pandemic, mental health problems that occur during a pandemic can be caused by various things, such as fear or the plague, feeling of isolation during quarantine, sadness and loneliness due to being away from family or loved ones, anxiety about the needs of daily life, plus confusion due to information missing. Does not only affect people who already have mental health problems such as depression or generalized anxiety disorder, they can also affect people who are physically and mentally healthy. Some groups that are prone to experiencing physical stress during the coronavirus pandemic are children, the elderly, and medical workers. The stress that continues during this pandemic can cause disruption in the form of excessive fear and anxiety for the safety of yourself and those close to you, change in sleep and diet patterns, boredom and stress from being constantly at home, especially with children. Because we know that children have more activity than the adults, so children can be stressed and since they need to more activity outside than inside. It's hard to concrete alcohol and drug abuse, worsening of physical health, especially in people with chronic disease such as diabetes and hypertension. So they have to fear to check it to the doctor because this pandemic. So they have to they stress uh, with their diabetes or hypertension that's worsening of physical health. The the appearance of psychosomatic disorder. Next, please. For mental disorder perfection, not all mental disorder can be prevented. However, there are several steps you can take to reduce the risk of mental illness attacks. Continue to participate. Uh, there are the examples and the perfection of the mental disorder. First is continue to participate actively in the associates and actively that you enjoy. It can help you to reduce your mental disorder. Share with friends and family when you have problems. And next is do regular exercise, eat regularly, and manage stress well. Eating nutrition food. Eat foods that contains protein, healthy fats, carbohydrate, vitamins, mineral, and fiber. You can get a variety of nutrients for rice and cereals, fruits, vegetables, seafood, meats, and milk. Quite bad habit. If you are a smoker, try to stop this bad habit from now. Smoking will increase your risk of being infected with germs, including the coronavirus. Its addiction limits your consumption of alcoholic beverage. Next is create your own routine. During your home quarantine, you can engage in hobbies or activities that you enjoy, such as cooking, reading books, or watching movie. A part of increased productive, this activity can also eliminate boredom. So you guys, have you watching movie while pandemic? Hello guys, do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you have any activity in your in during this pandemic, like watching movies, reading books, or cooking?
Yes, Miss. I like to listening to music.
Oh, good. It was a good activity during this pandemic. And next is be wise to sort information. Limit your time watching, reading, or hearing news about the pandemic because it will make you stress, whether from television, print media, or social media to reduce anxiety. And next is maintain communication with family and friends. Take the time to communicate with your family, friends, and whether via text, message, telephone, or video call, you can share your worries, and this you can reduce the pressure you feel, you can relax more. If you do have mental disorder, take the medicines you doctor prescribe regularly if necessary. Check with your doctor regularly so that the doctor can monitor the progress of your condition. Okay, that's all about my presentation and my materials about mental health during this pandemic. So, if you guys have a question, please welcome.
Okay, thank you. That is a good explanation. But the room meeting time is run up, so we have to change our room.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the explanation, Mrs. Ugi. Before we continue to the next session, may I ask something?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You?
From the explanation before, Mrs. Sugiani said about mental health. How do we as students to use life patterns for mental health? Because I see now students do not care about their mental health. Thank you.
Okay, Agung, thank you for the question that you give to me. That I said before that if you are a student and then your lecturer give you a project in this pandemic because we have online learning, so you the student will think that uh, will depressed with that task. Yes, and then I have tips to to maintain the mental health during this pandemic. The first, like what I said before, that we do more positive activity like listening music, watching movie, and anything that you like. And for the project, you can create it on the mood, like little by little. So it can help you to not stress or depressed with that project in this pandemic. So next question.
Okay, thank you for answering. That is very clear, Mrs. Ugi. So, okay, we will move to second session that is asking and answering. For the participant, please unmute if you want to ask something.
Excuse me, I want to ask question.
Okay, Dina.
So I want to ask, how can we know if we have mental health disorders? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Mrs. Sugiani, is the question clear for you? Miss,
Okay, thank you for the answer. It was a simple answer. The answer is in each person or depends on the human, depends on you. If they have started to think life is pointless and start hurting themselves, have sudden deep sad feeling, this accident can be said to be mental health disorder because you think that you are the bad in the world and you are uh, have no life anymore and anything that make your make you feel to start hurting yourself. It maybe it was a mental health disorder. Maybe
okay.
you indicate the mental health disorder. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you for the answer. How about Dina? Can you get the point?
Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, for another question, we have from a group chat. His name is Surya. So the question is, why in this pandemic so many people has mental disorder? So for Mrs. Sugiani, do you get the point?
Yes, Agung Ayu. Thank you for Rani. The question. So why people in this pandemic have uh, mental disorder? It was because in this pandemic, we have a different life, like really different life, and you're not doing much social or physical or social communication in this pandemic. So uh, it makes them feel constrained, or when they have to lose their job, they will stress because the economic will down. If they are unable to maintain uh, awareness, they will start to become stressed. He will be very irritable and really down, have a mental down in this pandemic. So uh, in this pandemic, if we can maintain our mental health, maintain our feeling, we can have mental disorder. So that's all. Is that clear for the question?
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Sugiani. I hope Surya is understand about the answer. So I will conclude the material. COVID-19 pandemic is also often associated with the emergence of mental disorder in a person. According to World Health Organization or WHO, COVID-19 pandemic can also be a stressor that then makes people more susceptible to mental disorder. So if your family and someone you know, or maybe you feel that there are something wrong in mental health, you need to go to the doctor and also need to check with your doctor regularly so that the doctor can monitor the progress of your condition. Okay, that's all. Thank you, Mrs. Sugiani. You have done to share your important material, and thank you for coming to this event. I hope you always stay healthy.
Welcome, Ngayu.
Okay, please give applause to Mrs. Sugiani. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce our second speaker. She is Kadek Tariyani. She comes from Denpasar, Bali. She was born on November 3rd, 1995. Tariyani was graduate from the University of Indonesia, Faculty of Medicine, and took master degree at UGM Psychiatry. She also has been a seminar speaker at the Dies Natalis of Udayana University in 2017, Dies Natalis Undiksa 2018, and has become a health cadre in Gianyar Regency for the 2017 until 2018 period. Mrs. Tariyani, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Okay, how are you, Miss?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm in a good condition now. Have you ready for presentation today? Have you ready, Miss?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go straight
Yes, I'm
to
ready.
first session, Mrs. Tariyani. You have 5 until 7 minutes to share your material. Now the time is yours.
Thank you for listening to me. My name is Kadek Tariyani. I would like to share past for maintaining health pada. Yes, as we know, since March 2019, many people are infected with the coronavirus. First, a virus can respond to infections such as flu. Anyone can catch the coronavirus because this virus can be transmitted very quickly. A person infected with the coronavirus can transmit this virus to other people because of the speed of liquidity in it. However, the government closed all public facilities such as school and campus. So we have to do online class. Like you all, does your campus hold online class? Yeah, this is the best choice. We have to take an online class so we can see and learn during the government closed all public facilities as a school and campus, of course, to reduce this virus. As of November 2020, 7,000 people have been infected with this virus. According to the data of the Penanganan of COVID-19 the Republic of Indonesia, the number of confirmed cases they are positive until 21 December 2020 is 19,800 people who have died from this virus infection. However, at this time, we must always use masks, wash your hands, and do not touch your face when your hands have not been washed using soap. Don't forget that, because as we know, a coronavirus vaccine has not been found. But don't worry, today I will give you tips for maintaining healthy during pandemics. Please slide next slide, please. Okay, first, eat vegetable or fruit every day. The COVID-19 pandemic has scared dietary check in some people. Three dietary check rel- rel- related to image and fear that some people around the world see. In additional emotional disturbance such as fear and sadness lead to decreased desire of motivation to eat less enjoyment of eating. However, of the effort that can be made to survive the COVID-19 pandemic is by eating a healthy diet. A healthy diet will ensure that your immune system remains strong. They will be helping to fight the virus. Every food we consume will provide nutrients to our body, especially protein and vitamins, that can protect the body from disease. Protein contributes about 17% body system and function to replace the make cell from hormone and reject incoming virus. While while vitamin A and vitamin C are useful for protecting the skin, stomach, and intestine so that the virus cannot infection the body. And the second is sunbathing in the morning. For someone who has a low immune system, they will have a higher risk of being exposed to the virus. Uh, by, ha- by having a high immunity system, the body can eventually prevent a fake virus in the body. One, one way that is often visitors stay is sunbathing. Exposed to direct sunlight can stimulate the product of vitamin D, which imported in absorption and proteins from food. In addition, vitamin D plays an important role in body function, as well as the other of blood cells. To maintain vitamin D level in the body, you just need to sunbathe from 5 until 16 minutes per day. Next. Next is always carry a hand sanitizer when going out of the house. If there is no place to wash your hand, you can replace them with a hand sanitizer. We recommend that people use hand sanitizer because they can kill the COVID-19 virus. Therefore, don't forget to always carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer with 60% alcohol or more when traveling. And the next is bring your cutlery. We have to bring our cutlery such as spoon and fork because the coronavirus can be spread through self-enough space that stick to the spoon. If we use cutlery interchangeable, we may be infected with this virus because people will purposely use this tool have been infected with coronavirus. Don't forget, the cutlery for spoon and fork must be washed clean with soap so that they can be used again. And the next slide please. And the next is exercise. Even though during the pandemic we can't go to the GM, we can still exercise. You can find workouts on Child Things channel. We can exercise for 20 minutes every day to have a good body immunity. And the last is, don't forget to clean your room. Cleaning the house and around the work desk in the office can catch the virus. Use a disinfectant to clean a frequently touched surface such as a door, keyboard, and lamp. To disinfect, use soap and water or liquid containing alcohol, and don't forget to use the spoon gloves when cleaning and disinfecting. Okay, next. Okay. During this pandemic, we must maintain our health in order to avoid this COVID-19 virus because the coronavirus can cause critical illness. So we need to know how to maintain a healthy body when the COVID-19 virus is not a serious infection by taking a pre-staging starting from ourselves. That's all from me. I hope we all have learned something. Thanks. I give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you. That is a good presentation. May I ask something, Miss?
Yes.
Mrs. Tariyani, how can we be able to sort out which food are really good for our body?
Okay, thank you for the question, Gungayu. We can see it from the food ingredients. Noting we are getting more advanced, we can see what are the contents of their food by searching on Google. For example, we can eat orange fruits which contain vitamin C, but I would be nice if we not eat the fruits too much, as we know that it's something too much. It's not good for our healthy. I recommend consume tuna, chicken, fruit that are rich in fiber and consuming green vegetable because it contains a lot of nutrition for the body. We can add vitamins too. Depending on that, vitamins are sustained for you. I I advise you to take a vitamin once a day so that you stay fit. I hope you can eat healthy food often rather than junk food. Mineral water also to blend to your body. Okay, Agung, you get the point?
Okay, thank you for answering. I get the point. It is very clear. So we will move to second session, that is asking and answering. So for the participant, please unmute if you want to ask something.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Okay, Wawan.
Okay, thanks for the times. My name is Agung. Mrs. Sari, it is such an interesting materials. Uh, in these pandemic situations, I get a lot of distraction, especially in my home because we are in comfort zones, and I always want to eat a snacks. My question is, how can we be avoided from obesity, especially in this pandemic situation? Because I'm very scared of the obesity. Thank you.
Okay, it's a good question for Mrs. Tariyani. It's great. This that is clear for you.
Yes, that's clear, Gungayu.
Okay, you can answer that.
Okay, thank you for the question, Agung. In order for us to be obsessed during the pandemic, we have to exercise like workout. We have to exercise 22 minutes every day. Not only that, we can eat food that are protected by vitamin intake. Metabolism can increase up to uh, 18 under 100 calories per day. Several students have shown that people on hypothyroid diet eat fewer than 4 4,000 calories per day. You get the point, Agung?
Yes, it is so clear. Thank you, Mrs. Sari.
Okay, thank you for the question.
Okay, the next question.
Hello, I would like to ask.
Okay, please dari Triana.
Okay, my name is Dadi. My question is, I heard before that you say we should use hand sanitizer with contents of 60% alcohol. So why do we have to use a hand sanitizer with a content of 60% alcohol? Thank you, Miss.
Thank you for the question. So, Mrs. Tariyani, you can get the point.
Yes, I can.
Okay, please answer that.
Okay, thank you for the question, Daddy. We must use hand sanitizer with the alcohol content of 60% because a hand sanitizer with a content of 16% or more can kill the COVID-19 virus, which has a like analysis, we is 400 to 500 micrometer. If the alcohol content of the hand sanitizer is not up 16%, then is this is only effective at killing bacteria that are small in size. However, don't forget to always carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer with 16% alcohol or more when you're traveling. Okay, Daddy, you get the point.
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy, for the question.
Okay, thank you, Daddy, and also Mrs. Tariyani. So now I will conclude the material. Yeah. The government closed all public facilities such as school and campus, of course, to reduce the spread of this virus. Because every day someone is infected with this virus. But don't worry because there are many tips for maintaining health during pandemic, such as eat healthy food like vegetable, seeds, fish, and fruit. We also can do a little exercise during this pandemic at home. That's all. I hope you are understand about the material today. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Taryani. You have done to share your important material. Thank you for joining this event. I hope you always stay healthy.
You're welcome, Ayu. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, please give applause to Mrs. Taryani. Okay, I will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the last speaker in our webinar today. I will introduce our third speaker. She is Gusti Ayu Agung Gita Puspita. She comes from Singaraja, Bali. She was born on 1995 on October 16. She was graduate from Udayana University and continued the master degree at Stanford University. Her achievements are has been a speaker at a Healthy for Fun national seminar in Jakarta and also at Dyah Natalis Udayana University in 2017. During this pandemic, many people feel afraid when going out. Of course, we need ways that make us comfortable and feel safe if we want to go out. Our speaker will bring material related to this one. Mrs. Agung Gita, are you here? Mrs. Agung Gita?
Yes, can you hear my voice?
Oh, sure. How are you, Miss?
I'm good, and how about you?
I'm good too. Have you prepared to share your presentation today?
Yes.
Okay, let's we go to the first session. Mrs. Gita, now the time is yours.
Okay, Gongayu, thank you for the time. So today I will talk about staying safe outside during COVID-19 pandemic. The coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 pandemic has affected activity for many people. Public health restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic have led to canceled festival, concert, and other events. Many vacation and large celebration have been limited or put on hold. Okay, next. Okay, so to avoid the coronavirus, stay at home as much as possible. Staying at home is the most effective way to avoid the coronavirus because if we just stay at home, we will only interact with our family or our housemate. Try to allow only people you live with into your home. Don't let other people such as your neighbor or your relatives enter your house if there are no important things. Being close to people who do not live with you will increase the risk of getting COVID-19. And if you are sick or showing symptoms of COVID-19, stay at home and isolate from your housemate. Separate your eating and drinking utensil, then sleep in a different bedroom for your housemate. Next. Despite the change brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, there is still a lot of fun to be had. We can do activities that we like at home, such as watching movies, gardening, exercising, and so on. However, we can't just stay at home all the time. We have to go to supermarket to buy daily needs. We have to work to earn money, and of course, we will feel bored if we just stay at home all the time. Uh, Now I will tell you about how to go out safe during this pandemic. Next. Okay, so first, keep distance from other people uh, about 2 meters. The COVID-19 virus is primarily spread from person to person among those in close contact. Avoid shaking hands or hugging. If you meet your friends, neighbors, or family, avoid shaking hands or hugging because you have a high risk of being infected with the coronavirus. Next. The second one is wear a mask. Buff and scuba masks are often used by many people to prevent the spread of COVID-19. However, this type of mask is not effective in preventing transmission of the coronavirus. I recommend N95 mask and surgical mask for better protection. The N95 masks offer more protection than other types of masks because it can filter out large and small particles. The N95 mask can block 95% of the tiniest particle. However, this price of this type of mask is very high in the market. In addition to the N95 mask, I recommend a surgical mask or medical mask. Surgical masks can filter large particles in the air. So a surgical mask is the right choice if the N95 masks are not available. Next. Okay, the third one is avoid touching public facilities with your fingers or out your hands. The coronavirus can stick anywhere, including in public facilities. For example, if someone that infected with the coronavirus cough or sneeze, and then he covered his nose or mouth with their palms, and then after that they touch public facilities like opening like the door in the supermarket. uh, then the coronavirus will automatically stick to the door handle. Therefore, use your knees, elbow, shoulder, or knuckles if you want to touch public facilities to lower your risk of contracting the coronavirus. For example, use your knuckles when touching the ATM screen, or use your knees, shoulder, or elbow to open the supermarket doors, and so on. Next. Okay, the next one is avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. A study in 2015 said that in 1 hour we can touch our face 24 times on average. 44% of this included contact with the eyes, nose, or mouth. If you don't touch your T-zone, the T-zone is eyes, nose, and mouth, you are more likely not to get infected by the coronavirus. If you want to touch your face, wash your hand first, or you can cover your fingers with a tissue before touching your face. Next. Okay, the fifth one is wash your hand often. If we accidentally touch public facilities that has been contaminated with the COVID-19 virus, then we touch our eyes, nose, or mouth, it is very likely that we will catch the coronavirus. Therefore, wash your hand with soap as much as possible to kill the virus that contaminated our hands. If necessary, bring pepper soap from your house or your home in case there is no soap in public hand washing station. Hand sanitizer is also very important. We can use hand sanitizer if there is no hand washing place around us. Next. Okay, so we can conclude that to go out safe during this pandemic, we must first keep distance from other people of from, uh, for about 2 meters, avoid shaking hands or hugging, and then wear a mask. And I recommend N95 mask and surgical mask for better protection. And then avoid touching public facilities with your finger and hands. And then use your knee, elbow, shoulder, or knuckles if you want to touch public facilities to lower your risk of contracting the coronavirus. Next, avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, and then wash your hands often as much as possible to kill the virus. Okay, so that's all from me. I hope it is useful for you, and I hope we are all healthy and no one will get a coronavirus infection. Thank you all. For the time, I give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you. That is a good explanation. Okay, Miss Agung Gita, may I ask something?
Of course.
Okay, based on what Mrs. Gita said before, staying at home for a long time can make us bored. Then, what kinds of activities can we do outside our home but have a low risk of being exposed to the COVID-19?
Okay, Gungayu, thank you for the question. So if you want to do activities outside your home because you are tired of staying at home continuously, you should choose outdoor activities instead of indoor activities, because usually our distance from other people when we do outdoor activity is farther than indoor activities. Besides that, the COVID-19 virus can spread when a person is exposed by small droplets or aerosol that stay in the air for minutes to hours. When you are outside, fresh air is constantly moving, dispersing these droplets. So the change of getting coronavirus are lower. Outdoor activities that we can do are walking, running, hiking, biking, fishing, and others. The important thing is we have to keep our distance and always use masks. That's all.
Okay, thank you for answering. I can get the point. So we move to the second session, that is asking and answering. So for the participant, please unmute if you want to ask something.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. For Miss Gita Puspita, I want to ask about have you ever go to the beach before?
In this pandemic,
Yeah, and before this pandemic also.
yes, of course.
Okay, so my question is it safe to go swim and go out to the beach, especially in this pandemic situation? Because we know that beach as the most frequently place to visit, right? Especially in this weekend day, people usually go to the beach like that. Is it safe to go swim and then go to the beach for spending your free time with family or maybe with your friends? I think that's all my question. Thank you.
Okay, Denisa, thank you for the question. That's a good question. So the answer is, so the good news is it is extremely unlikely for coronavirus to be transmitted by water. Pools and beach are safe because the virus does not spread by water. Even if the virus is uh, in pool and the pool water gets in your eyes, you are not really in danger. It has not been shown to be a way of transmission of the virus. Once the virus enters the water, it is unlikely it's going to have any kind of meaningful viability. Even it is a very small amount of chlorinated water. The main way for the virus to be transmitted is if somebody that's infected is standing too close to you. So you can swim in the pool or in the beach safely as long as you keep your distance from other people. Is that clear, Denisa?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay, thank you, Denisa.
Okay, thank you for Denisa and then Miss Gita. So the next question, there are another.
Can you
Okay.
can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay. We all know that coronavirus is a dangerous virus, and it can infect all humans in the world. What about the pet? Can pets get coronavirus? And can we catch it from them? That's all. My question. You get it, Miss Gita?
Okay, Eileen, that's a good question. Thank you for the question. So the first question is, can pets become infected with the coronavirus? The answer is yes. There is evidence from real-world cases as well as laboratory experiments that pets can become infected with coronavirus. And then the second question is, Can you get coronavirus from the pet? While unsafe if it would be able to catch the coronavirus from pets, the research suggests this is extremely unlikely. There are currently no reported cases of people in the coronavirus. Based on current evidence, human-to-human transmission remains the main driver of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention say that there is no evidence that can spread COVID-19 to people. While your pet can get infected, according to the science, it is extremely unlikely that they could pass it to you. In fact, if you are infected, the chances are your cat or pet catch the coronavirus from you. Okay, that's all. Can you understand it, Irene?
Yes, I can, Miss. Thank you for the answer.
Thank you, Irene.
Okay, thank you for Eileen Sriana for the question and also Mrs. Agung Gita for answering the question. So I will conclude the material. In this pandemic, we have to go out maybe for working or anything. The good ways to stay safe and comfort if we go out is keep the distance to other people, wear a mask, avoid touch public facility, and wash your hand often. That is all. I hope everyone can get the point of this presentation. Okay, thank you to Mrs. Agung Gita. You have done to share your important information. Thank you for coming to this event. I hope you always stay healthy. Please give applause to Miss Gita. With the end of the presentation by the third speaker, the main event was over. Thank you to the speaker who provide educational information as well as participants who had been enthusiastic during the seminar. I am Agung Ayu. As a moderator, I apologize if I had a mistake. Santi, 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 Om. For the time, I give back to MC. Feri, please. Now the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ayudhya. And ladies and gentlemen, now we have arrived to the end of this seminar. I would like to say thank you very much to our lecturer, Ms. Astiti, who has attended this seminar today. And thank you very much also to our three speakers today, Ms. Ugi, Ms. Sugiani, Ms. Gita, and also Ms. Tari. And thank you very much also to Gong Ayu, and also to all participants who joined this seminar. Hopefully, this seminar will be beneficial for all of us. And we do apologize if there are some mistakes that we have done during the seminar. Thank you, and see you on the other seminar. Thank you.